Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Front Row Access Podcast. I am your host, Steven Russo.
I'm Anthony Gonzalez.
Let's fucking go. All right, guys. So, Uncle Dana been fucking cooking lately, if you couldn't tell.
How hard he been cooking?
He been cooking hard, bro. He got up in that kitchen. He put his foot up in that bitch.
He's gonna be on the next Iron Chef, I swear.
I swear it, bro. He's going to give Bobby Flay a fucking run for his money. You have a great burger place, by the way, Bobby Flay. I know we mentioned that in the last episode, but, you know.
It is worth mentioning.
It's worth mentioning again. That was a good fucking burger,
That's
man.
A great burger.
For the price that it was, it's about the same as a McDonald's cheeseburger, you know? So I'm like, fuck yeah. Go to Bobby's Burger Palace if y'all haven't gone there yet, because you're missing out. You're missing out big time. So anyway, guys, Uncle Dana been fucking cooking lately, and next weekend, guys, I don't know if you know it, it's been all over MMA media lately, but Mr. Dustin the Diamond Poirier is going to be challenging for the third time for the championship against Mr. Islam Makhachev. So we're going to be going over that a lot today. But first, we got to go over the news.
We got some news, too, on top of the card.
We got a whole lot of news. All right. So you guys already know UFC 303 is going to take place about maybe 2.5, 3 weeks later after the events of UFC 302. So, assuming I get past UFC 302 alive, then, you know, we got UFC 303, obviously headlined by Chandler and McGregor. It's the International Fight Week card, and, you know, they're going to stack the shit out of that.
Greggy's gonna be there?
Holy fuck, he showed up to work. Oh my goodness, they're still paying him more than fucking everybody else. It's Roman Reigns, but in MMA. Speaking of which, I got the CM Punk merch on today.
You get this much, you get this much, you get this much, and you get all of theirs. Just by yourself.
And then some. So, but before we get into the news, you guys saw me taking a sip from the Prime. Fuck what you heard. Prime is a good brand.
It's what you hearing.
And we got Mountain Dew with us today, so Pepsi hit us up, Logan Paul hit us up, KSI hit us up. Let us know what's up. I promise I'll market both of your products very well.
And where are they going to hit us up on?
They're going to hit us up on our Gmail, bro. You're going to hit us with that front row access 15 at gmail.com. I check it all the time. I'm like obsessing on it. Please, for the love of mercy, give me money. I need money. I'm a broke college kid, man. So, I make no money off of this one, guys. I'm not monetized in the slightest. Obviously, you can see there's no ad breaks in the little timeline here. Yeah, because I'm not fucking monetized. So, you know. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to Gentry Stein. He got these beautiful yo-yos here. We got the shutter element here, and we got the bimetal shutter. Both are tremendous yo-yos. You can get them at gentrystein.com. So, that's just another part of my personality. I love fucking yo-yos. All right.
I was going to say, have you revealed to them that you love an affiliation with yo-yos?
I fucking love yo-yos. So, you know, I've been doing it for about, how long now? Like 5 years?
Yeah.
Something like that. I've been doing this shit a while, man. I'm pretty good with it. Did a talent show, and I was in my senior year of high school. Did a thing. So, I tore the roof off that place. I should have been the closing act. I'm never going to forgive you for that. I'm never, ever, ever going to forgive you for that, Lindsay. I'm not going to drop the last name, don't worry. But, you know, I don't know why you didn't make me the closing act, man. Your loss! Anyway, so, to the fight news, though. We've veered very far beyond that. That's a podcast for a different day. So, big news. So, like I said, assuming we get past 302 alive, or me, specifically, then, we got... What was that?
Then we also have to escape Jersey.
Oh shit! Yeah, we might both be in danger. By the way, we're gonna be there, guys.
Oh,
We're gonna be at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, and hopefully we won't get fucking shanked outside the arena. So, you know. So, assuming we get past all that, we have 303 to look forward to. We got McGregor and Chandler at the top of the bill. Obviously, co-main event was supposed to be Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree Jr. Unfortunately, Khalil Roundtree has suffered an injury and pulled out of the fight. So that fight got canceled, but luckily, Jamal Hill's still going to be on the card. The former light heavyweight champion is now going to go against number 11 ranked Carlos Ulberg, stepping in for a big opportunity to get a shot at top 5. So, good on him.
Yeah, I was surprised by how number 10 did in
against Pantoja, so I mean
mean
UFC 301 wasn't that bad, man. It was like a 6 out of 10. It wasn't terrible. So also, guys, we have the UFC 304 card that got dropped, by the way, and that shit's looking pretty stacked. It's taking place in the UK. Obviously, we got Bobby Green versus Paddy Pimblett on there. We got Muhammad Makayev versus Manel Kopp. We got Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. Finally, they're both showing up to work. We got Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades, and it's for the fucking interim title. God damn it, John Jones. Why are you fucking this division up so bad? And then we have in the main event Leon Edwards versus Balls Out Muhammad. You know, uh, wait, shit, did I say his name? Wait, what's his name?
I'm trying
Fuck.
to remember.
Shit.
We're supposed to remember this, right?
We're supposed to remember the name, but we can't. Bilal. That's it. I
Yeah,
got it.
yeah,
Bilal. Bilal Muhammad. You know, who bumps and grinds his way to fucking victory. My man really loves R. Kelly. No diddy. But anyway. Also, big fight news for UFC 303. Not only did the co-main event change, but we have a featured fight that we're looking forward to. Unfortunately, it's not what we were all expecting, but it's still a very good fight. We have Ian Machado Gary versus Michael Venom Page on UFC 303 as a featured bout. So that's an exciting one. They're both very similar guys. Obviously, Ian Machado Gary is undefeated in the UFC and has not lost a fight at all since arriving on the scene in November of 2021. I've seen the dude fight live. I've seen the dude fight on TV. He's pretty fucking good, man. I mean, I know Colby Covington and Sean Strickland said all the stuff that they said, but this guy's a good fighter. I'm a fan. All right. I don't give a shit about his personal life. If you go in there, you deliver, you give me good fights, I like you. You know? So I'm pretty excited for that. Obviously, we were all expecting Ian Gary versus Colby Covington to materialize. Unfortunately, Colby Covington did what he does best and fucking ducking people that are ranked below him.
I was gonna say, what's that guy up to?
Ah,
His
man,
name's
dude.
championship.
That's just, man. Colby, I spent a whole fucking podcast making a perfect case for you to beat Leon Edwards, and you just went in there and fucking sucked, guy. What the hell, man?
I don't even think he took a knee for the troops that
He
time.
didn't even take a knee for the first responders. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I thought you were gonna liberate this welterweight title from the clutches of the British Empire. Unfortunately, now I'm back on the Brit side. So, you suck so bad I went onto the Brit side. Okay? I love you, Colby.
The thing is, like he just said, I love you, Kobe. But the thing is, we can like your personality, we can like your character, but you gotta be a fighter, and that did not look like a fighter.
It really didn't.
The fuck?
Look at Colby, dude. If you're watching this right now, I love you. First of all, let me get that out the way. I fucking love you, okay? But like, dude,
The fuck?
what the fuck? You forgot you were Colby Covington until the 5th round. Then you started looking like yourself. But I was like, man, I was just disappointed, bro. Disappointed.
And now he's ducking the fight.
And now you're ducking Ian Gary, man. I mean, I would have liked to see that fight. I would have loved to see Ian Gary go against a wrestler. He hasn't really gone against a wrestler yet, you know?
Kobe, you're really personifying all bark, no bite. Come on,
You
dog.
really are, dog. Like, come on, man. You can back it up. I know it. I've watched you fight for years. I know you can back it up. You're the guy that went toe-to-toe with Kamaru Usman in his prime. Like, twice. Took him to the fucking limit. But, like, man, come on, bro. I know you can back it up. Why didn't you back it up? Making me sad. Anyway, so obviously, unfortunately, that fight is not going to happen. Maybe it won't ever happen. I would have loved to see Ian Gary get tested against a high pressure wrestler like you, Colby, but I'm not going to get that now. I'm very sad. But we got a pretty good fight to make up for it. We got Flashy Striker versus Flashy Striker. Obviously, it's going to be very technical, and then they're going to do some kind of fucking crazy spinning fuck shit kick.
I'm just wondering if there will be a swag meter.
I don't know if there will be a swag meter for this one. I don't know if Ian has the same level of swagger as Kevin Holland. If I'm honest, it's not anything against Ian Gary. It's just Kevin Holland's got the swag, bro. And I mean, fucking MVP's got the swag as well. So,
when is the next time we'll see the swag meter? In a rematch?
Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully they bring back the swag meter for this one. But Ian, I don't know, man. I love you as a fighter, but I don't know how much swagger you got, bro. I'm a little questionable here, but that's the news. filled you in. You got the UFC 304 card going down to the end of July. I believe it's July 24th. Don't quote me on that.
Oh, we're gonna be going over these more in depth later on too
Yes.
for those podcasts.
Of course we will, like we always do. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we're also going to be going over 303 in detail when we get closer to that, assuming we're both alive by then. So, I might just up and die if Dustin Poirier somehow wins. And I might just fall, fucking have a heart attack right there in my seat,
Or I might just die trying to get out of there too.
You never fucking know. We're saying a lot of shit right now. So,
easily robbed there.
So, yeah, we're not going to venture far beyond the arena from the Prudential Center because, Jersey is Jersey. And,
it's Jersey.
The armpit of America. And it's, anyway, so that's the news, guys. Ian Gary, MVP. Jamal Hill, Khalil Roundtree's off. Jamal Hill, Carlos Ulberg is on. And the UFC 304 card just dropped. And we got shit ton more that's probably coming. So, because Uncle Dane is in the kitchen. He's fucking cooking. And I'm like, damn, bro. I want to get like you, man. I'm just gonna put my trust in you, bro. Come on, man. Both Triple H and fucking Dana White have been cooking lately, so let's hope they keep it up. Let's hope they keep that up. Anyway, UFC 302 going down in Newark, New Jersey. Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier for the lightweight title, obviously at the top of the bill. But we got a shit ton of other awesome fights on this card that we're going to be seeing. We're going to be doing reactions to them, so make sure you go and follow us on all of our social media platforms. It is Front Row Access on Instagram. We're on Twitter, or X, whatever the fuck you call it these days. TikTok, and fuck Facebook. We're not on there. So hit us up on those 3 platforms, and we got you. Alrighty? But definitely the TikTok. If you're not going to follow anything else, follow the TikTok. We got a lot of clips from the podcast itself. If you can't watch the entirety of it, I know we go on. I get you guys' attention span.
No.
I get you guys' attention span isn't longer than 15 seconds. Mine too. So, but if you have us on in the background right now, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's how I kind of want this podcast to be. Leave us on in the background while you do fucking laundry and dust the house or something. I don't know. Or while you're working on a car or fucking working in general. Just put us on. Put us in the ear. Put us in the earphones. Make us your background music. All the support in the world. Obviously, I love you guys for it. I don't mean to roast you. But here we go. We're going to overview the card.
I mean, you did just say they all have 15 seconds attention, and we did just shit on Jersey, so.
I love you guys.
We're not doing a good job.
I love you guys. Regardless. I mean, I say some fuck shit, but I don't mean it, okay? And plus, my attention span sucks too, don't worry. My bucket sucks. So, 302. We have a nice little featured prelim here of Cesar Almeida. I don't know if there's any relation to Jelton Almeida there, but there might be. They look kind of similar. But I'm going to say no. So we have Cesar Almeida going up against Roman Kopylov. Almeida's 5-0. Kopylov's a scary motherfucker.
He is.
So that's a good fight in general. We'll give all the predictions in just a minute, but we also have the first fight on the main card is Randy Brown versus Elizu Zaleski dos Santos. They can't say I know much about either of them, but I looked into them. It's looking like a pretty good matchup. We also have Jelton Almeida fighting against Alexander Romanov. That has banger written all over it. I think that's a great fight, a heavyweight, with a couple of hungry guys that want to get to the top. And then we have Kevin Holland fighting on this card versus Michael Olenjejuk. And so that's going to be a pretty good fight between 2 flashy strikers. And then we have Sean Strickland in the co-main event. He is facing up against the number 7 ranked Paulo Costa, and Sean Strickland is ranked number 1. And then, of course, your main event with the champion Islam Makhachev and the number 4 ranked lightweight contender in the world, Dustin Poirier.
Of course, that match before that only happens if Costa actually shows
Yes,
up.
of course. We assume that any Paulo Costa fight just doesn't happen until they're both in the ring and the bell rings.
Yeah, the bell has to ring. They can't just be in the ring. They could just be taking photos. The bell has to ring.
Yep, the bell has to ring. Once the bell rings, then we know the fight's on. It happened last time. We got lucky. Paulo Costa made it into the octagon, and the bell rang, and he put on a pretty fucking good fight with Robert Whittaker. That was a good fight. Robert Whittaker obviously came up on top, but we'll get into more of that when we get to that co-main event discussion. But I want to go back to Cesar Almeida and Roman Kopylov, these 2 hungry middleweight contenders that are looking pretty damn scary. We got a scary Brazilian and a scary Russian. Okay? Can't get much scarier than this.
Honestly, if I saw Kopylov on the other room, I just go the other way.
Just yeah, you have a good day, man. Bye. See
I'm
ya.
gonna go back this way. I'll jump back around, catch you later.
All right, so we also, but this Cesar Almeida guy, he's been making a name for himself lately. 5-0, currently undefeated. Roman Kopylov, obviously a very dynamic striker, very well-rounded fighter altogether. So it looks to be a very exciting matchup on paper, and obviously Roman Kopylov's got a bit of steam behind him. So obviously we're a little bit excited for that. I love watching him fight. It's very impressive.
Never been
So
disappointed with one of his fights.
very impressive. But you know, if I'm to give the prediction here, man, give me the scary Russian by some crazy fucking kick. Some crazy kick. I don't know exactly what crazy kick it's gonna be, or whether it's gonna be the body, the leg, or the head. But I'm just gonna say some sort of crazy kick, and that's how he wins the fight.
I got Kopylov taking this in the second round, second half of it,
Second half of the
with a
second round.
KO. Yeah. Because I feel like it's going to take him that first round to figure out how he wants to do it, and then it's going to take him half the round to figure out how he's going to land it.
And then he's just gonna land it. And then the rest is history. Also, so that's the featured prelim. Obviously, we'll give you the video when we go there. This Friday, I think we're just gonna be chilling, bro. I don't know if we're gonna film at all. We usually film on Fridays. So I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll fucking see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, you know. But meanwhile, let's get into this fucking main card. We got Randy Brown versus Elizu Zaleski dos Santos. All right, that's a very, very big name that I don't know how I'm gonna abbreviate. EZDS. EZDS. I don't know.
The S's were awesome.
The S's were awesome back in the day. So anyway, Brown's coming off of a win on February 3rd of this year. This guy's a pretty good striker, and he can wrestle too. Very good striker. And Zaleski here is coming off of a draw back in November of 2023. Has not fought since then. So, he's a scary all-rounder from Brazil, Mr. Zaleski dos Santos here. And, you know, there's no odds for this currently as it stands at the making of this video. It's May 24th, 2024. So, no odds as of the making of this one. But, you know, I don't know, man. I like Randy Brown. I know that name. I've watched him fight a couple times. That dude has been around since fucking forever ago. But you know, I've learned to not doubt a scary all-rounder from Brazil. So give me Zaleski dos Santos by decision. I'll say decision, just to be safe.
I'm going to go with Randy Brown, also by decision.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be safe. I don't think there's gonna be any finishes here, but we could be wrong and we get like fucking knockout or submission of the year off of this card.
Dude, just imagine if it's like that fight where they would knock out in the first round every fucking time, and we're out of there in like an hour and a half.
That would suck.
What a fucking trip.
That would suck. We spent more time traveling than we did fucking watching the fight. Jesus. It would have still been worth it, though. Still would have been worth it. But yeah, that's the predictions there. I don't really know too much about either of those guys, so I can't really go into too much depth, unfortunately. But, you know, based off of what I gathered with the amount of time that I had allotted to make these notes, that's what I got for you. So now let's move on to the second fight on the main card. Now we're going to get a little bit more notable here with Jalen Almeida versus Alexander Romanov. This is a banger at heavyweight between two very, very talented grapplers that have smoke in their hands. So, you know, obviously it's heavyweight. Everybody's got smoke in their hands.
I'm just hoping DC's commentating.
He probably will be. Yeah, we'll probably see Rogan, too. Rogan's probably going to be there, DC, John Anik. I think we're going to have the A-team come out for this one. But Jailton Almeida obviously is number 7 ranked heavyweight, and Alexander Romanov number 13 ranked. Almeida is a seasoned grappler. This dude is tremendous. The dude's a wizard on the ground, which is hard to find in heavyweight because most of the time them just big dudes that want to just box each other basically.
Punch someone 100 times in the head, you know.
Punch someone 100 times in the head, maybe some ground and pound, you know, then call it a fucking day. That's heavyweight MMA for you.
Hopefully it doesn't go past first round because you lose a lot of steam very fast.
Yeah, them heavyweights, they don't got much of a gas tank there, man. It's a lot of weight to be carrying around, you know? So, Mr. Jael and Almeida obviously took a crack at getting into the top 5 of heavyweight and was stopped in his tracks by Curtis Blades in the first round. I'm pretty sure he shot in on him, and then Blades just let the elbows go, and he got knocked the fuck out. And that was back at UFC 299 back in March of this past year. So obviously, John Almeida, he got this close to breaking into the top 5 of heavyweight and just ran into the wrong guy at the wrong time. And I can almost guarantee that he wants to get back up there. The dude has hype behind him. He's beaten so many big names. He's looked phenomenal in all of his fights. I mean, he knocked off Derek Lewis, and I know Almeida has a bunch of other highlight reel victories against other people. Great submissionist, and he's got smoke in those hands, bro. So a very talented fighter overall. But this,
I'm
what
hoping
was that?
those guys run it back.
Huh?
Almeida and Blades, I want them to run it back.
Yeah, but that probably won't happen for a little while, seeing as they're both booked, and then they have to recover afterwards, and then they got to do it again. But that would be a good fight to run again. I'm with you on that. So Romanov is also coming off of well, he's not coming off a loss actually. I shouldn't say also. He's coming off of a win actually back in July of 2023 on a fight night, the Strickland and Imavov fight night to be absolutely specific with you. I even tracked it back that hard. He went against Blagdy Ivanov. Yes, we have a lot of knobs, you know. So Blagdy Ivanov was unfortunately on the bad end of the loss. So Romanov advanced into the top 15, and that's where it's been ever since. But they're both tremendous grapplers. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't think it's a matter of if this shit hits the floor. I think it's a matter of when. And who can just be sleeker on the ground. As the odds stand right now, Jailton Almeida is a minus 290 favorite to Alexander Romanov's plus 235 underdog status. And I gotta say, I'm gonna go with the odds makers on this one. I think Jailton Almeida wants to get back to that top 5. So, or I guess at least get another shot at top 5. Maybe he'll get the loser of Aspinall and Blades, and that's how they could run Blades back, assuming Aspinall wins. So, uh, give me Jailton Almeida by a submission. Round 3.
I'm with you there.
Mm.
Through and through. I got Almeida for this round 3 submission. It's just Almeida. He's one of the guys who I know has that fight in him, and is gonna try pulling out all the stops to keep his train going.
Because he had quite the train going into that Blades fight. I even predicted Almeida to beat Blades on the 299 podcast. If you go back and you listen to that, I was wrong. Obviously, Anthony did predict Blades for that one,
Yeah.
and you got it right.
Well,
So
that was just a matter of because Blade's been doing it longer at that weight class. So I don't know much about Romanov. So if I'm, it's just my opinion there. If you don't have my eye, I'm not gonna
really care.
I'm not gonna put my vote towards you for that. You know.
Exactly. That's how I roll too, man. So I
No,
think
if it happens that Romanov beats Almeida, then the next time Romanov's fighting, I'll be like, I saw what he did to Almeida.
exactly, and then I'll be like, hey, that guy's pretty fucking badass. But I will say I did some research. Romanov is quite the beast, though. So this is gonna be a good fight. I'm actually kind of excited for this, and y'all might be sleeping on this one. I'm just saying. If you don't know, now you know. I took one out of Dana White's playbook there. Woo! Alrighty. So, yeah. So John Almeida, round 3 submission. We both agreed on that. So that's awesome. Got him thirsty.
I must just be way older than you then, because you said you took that out of Dana's book. I got that from Biggie. Don't know, now you know.
Yep. Well, there is about a 10-year age difference here. So, not that bad. We're related. We're related. Obviously. So anyway, this next fight, this one's gonna be fun because I've never gotten to see Kevin Holland live, and now we get to see Kevin Holland live. I think Kevin Holland live is a fucking treat. So we get Kevin Holland, obviously our number 15 ranked welterweight, versus Michael Oleksiejczuk. Kevin Holland moving back up to middleweight. His last fight, obviously, against MVP, UFC 299, did not go his way. It was a very close fight. The MVP did look stronger at the end of it. So naturally, MVP did get the victory over Kevin Holland, which triggered Kevin Holland to go back to the division where he won 5 fights in 2 months, back in 2020. So
His swag level just got encompassed by
Mhm.
MVPs. That's all that.
That's all it was, man. It was swag on swag, man. It was a battle of attrition, and unfortunately, Kevin Holland just did not have enough swag to to beat Michael Venom Page. So anyway, Kevin Holland's moving back to the weight class where he won 5 fights in 2 months or 3 months, something like that. 2 or 3 months, he won five
He's a
fights
beast.
and went 5-0 in 2020. Obviously, you guys know him. You guys love him. This is Mr. Kevin Holland. Pretty good all around guy. Obviously, a striker at his core. He's very long, very lanky guy. He loves his jab. He loves his front kick. But if you get in close to him, the dude's got a Darce choke. The Darce Knight. You know? He's the Darce Knight, man. He's stopping crimes in the state of Texas. He's choking people out at Waffle Houses. You know? So it's he's really Kevin Holland's really Batman. And I'm like convinced Kevin Holland's Batman. So
He's secretly a billionaire.
yes,
Damn.
he's just fighting for fun. It's extra
He's
training
just
for him.
training, man.
It's just extra training for him. If he blows it, it's just a bad day at the gym. But anyway, a little excited but worried to see Kevin Holland back at middleweight. I mean, obviously he had a shit ton of success in this weight class. This was his weight class for a little while. But I liked seeing Kevin Holland at welterweight. I think he was doing good, but I think when he got swagged on by Michael Venom Page, he thought otherwise and said, "Yeah, maybe I'll just go back
I'll leave
up."
his swag there and swag out my own.
So I mean, a little bit worried, but then again, this guy at middleweight, he's got more history at middleweight than he does at welterweight. I mean, he's been at welterweight solidly for about 2 years now, almost. But he made it to number 15, but it took him a little while to get to number 15. That old guard in the welterweight division, that's a sturdy one, and not as sturdy as the 155 division. The old guard of that division is still there for some fucking reason. So, they've been there since like 2019. So I'm like, 2020, something like that. So I don't know how that's happening, but fuck it, man, longevity. So Kevin Holland moving back up. I don't know. At middleweight, Kevin Holland was very good, but I felt like he was just a little too small for the division. I thought he looked better. I thought he looked faster at welterweight, but then everybody else was faster than him at welterweight. He got a couple of wins, obviously. He didn't always lose, but when he went against Jack Della Maddalena, that new up-and-comer, and he lost the fight, even though I thought he won that shit. He looked better, but fuck. It is what it is. When he lost to Jack Della, then he had a tough fight with MVP, 2-fight losing streak. And I think it was a hard fought victory right before the fuck dude's name. Della Maddalena. Right before the Della Maddalena fight, I think it was a hard fought victory. So maybe this is the right move for Kevin Holland to go back to his original weight class. Definitely helps his quality of life. Maybe he won't be as trained.
This is why we're hosts of a podcast and not judges. You gotta be Mike Bell to pull that
Yeah,
job off.
man, I don't know. Fucking what the fuck, man? I thought Kevin Holland won that fight. He looked better. But, whatever. No sense of crying over spilt milk. The milk's already spilt. It's getting all curdly now. So, we're just going to leave that where it is. But Mike Bell was judging that fight. That could have been a part of it. So,
God damn it, Mike Bell.
God damn it, Mike Bell. What the fuck, bro?
Ruining everything.
Anyway, I've been talking up Kevin Holland for a little while now. Let's talk about Michael Elejejuk, all right? This guy's coming off of a loss to Michel Pereira, which that's okay. You lost to Michel Pereira after he made a fucking tremendous entrance, danced at the ramp, ran down to the ring, and then just fucking slapped you in the first round, man. At UFC 299, unfortunately you didn't get. Fortunately, should I say, you didn't have a victim. You weren't a victim of a backflip, but the last guy was. So. You lost to Michel Pereira. That's okay. We can forgive you for that. He had all the plot armor that night. So, is what it is. So we got TKO'd there. Both are good strikers. Both are very long. Both are very precise. Both are very powerful. So, I think it's just going to come down to who can move better. If you can move better and just stick them with a good shot, just a good little bam, then I think that's it. I think that's what it's come down to. Who can move around that octagon better? And if it's a movement battle, give me Kevin Holland, man. So I'm gonna predict Kevin Holland by I'll say fucking round one. I'll say round one TKO.
Really, I'm gonna say Kevin Holland too. I think it's gonna go to the decision.
That could happen too. But I think I'd like to see Kevin Holland make a good stamp at being back at middleweight because, like I said, I am a little bit worried for him going back there. But maybe that's just wishful thinking. My prediction.
I mean, you're worried about Kevin Holland.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
he's Batman. You don't worry about Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland worries about you.
Exactly. He is Batman, the Dark Knight, man. Don't be surprised if there's a sneaky submission from Kevin Holland either. That guy can slip a Dark stroke pretty well. But anyway, guys, yeah, give me Kevin Holland. I'm excited for that fight. I think it's gonna be a treat. I don't think it's gonna be fight of the night. I think this next one's gonna be. So, but I think it's definitely gonna be up there, and Kevin Holland may get a performance bonus. They might get performance bonuses, either one of them, depending on who wins. But we're just gonna hope and pray that our prediction comes true and Kevin Holland wins, and we're there to see it because.
And that Mike Bell isn't judging.
And that Mike Bell isn't judging. Fuck you, Mike Bell.
Can you imagine if in the same arena as Mike Bell?
I'd be scared for Mike Bell. So watch your back. Anyway, next up, we have our nice little co-main event here, and this is Mr. Sean Strickland, #1 ranked middleweight in the world, versus Paulo Secret Juice Costa, #7 ranked.
Supposedly.
#7th ranked middleweight in the world. Supposedly, obviously.
Supposedly it's gonna happen.
I don't think this fight is happening.
That's just what we heard it's gonna happen. That's just what was announced to happen. We don't know if it's gonna happen yet.
It's not gonna happen.
We'll
but...
actually have a live feed. We'll be like, and we'll hear the bell ring, and they'll be like,
"Yes, we got it! Thank God." But anyway, so assuming this fight happens, because I don't think it's gonna happen. This fight's not happening, guys. As unfortunate as it is, because I love Sean Strickland and I love Paulo Costa. I think they're both great fighters. It would be awesome if this fight were to happen.
They're both fantastic fighters. We love watching them. We love following them. And it'd be an amazing fight and an amazing matchup to have if it happened.
So it's just not happening, unfortunately. But we're still going to go over it anyway, just for our own amusement. So,
Sean, hypotheticals. It's our podcast. Come on.
This is our podcast. We make the rules here. If you got a problem with it, fucking leave, guy. So.
Unless you're Casa. If so, get the fuck in the ring.
Get the fuck in the ring. And make sure you're there when the fucking bell rings. When the bell rings, then I'll be okay. Then I'll be happy. Then I'll be a happy little podcast host.
I'm just imagining if Casa does fight, and if the main event happens like we're gonna happen, how you're gonna process that.
And man,
on top of seeing Kevin Holland's fight,
man,
I'm gonna be like,
I'll be on the floor, fucking season.
Have a defibrillator just in case. Just like, come on, man.
Come on, man. It's all right. You can do it. Man, I don't know what condition I'm gonna be in at the end of this fight night, man. I don't plan on living after this fucking fight night, so I'm saying a lot of fuck shit that could give me some bad juju on the way back. So so anyway, I don't need to tell you too much, but I'm gonna tell you too much anyway because I love both of these guys. So, Mr. Sean Strickland, obviously former middleweight champion of the world, won it in the most stunning fashion and the most unlikely fashion ever, knocking off Israel the Last Salamander Adesanya. We have not seen this boy since then. September 2023 was fucking Sean Strickland all day, bro. He showed up and he fucking walked Izzy down. He fucking won that shit. He knocked him down and he just dominated the rest of the fight.
And the best part is that's not even his main goal.
Exactly. His main goal is to kill somebody. Sean Strickland is on record. I say this every time Sean Strickland's on the fight card. Sean Strickland is on record saying that he wants to have the first kill in the UFC octagon. And I'm like, oh man, this is one crazy redneck. Oh boy. And like you see him on his fucking Instagram story. He's hunting, shooting guns, right, with his fucking jeans on and his fucking flip flops. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, guy? Dude's working on his motorcycle in his fucking living room, and I'm like,
He's doing Sean Strickland things, man.
I'm like, huh? What the fuck are you doing? And I mean, obviously, good old Sean Strickland had a couple of run-ins with some home invaders, and obviously, Sean Strickland's just sitting there, the Glock underneath his fucking pillow at night, just praying, "Is this gonna be the night? Let this be the night." And then when it was, he'd be like, "Today's the day." And then he's walking down, Glock in hand, holds a dude that's trying to steal his car at gunpoint.
He probably skipped his way there once he saw him on camera. Just like,
Da-da-da, today's the day. I want to kill somebody. Nah, fucking, that's awful. And then, of course, he just stuck up some ding-dong ditching teenagers the other day with the. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. You chose the wrong house to do ding-dong ditch at. You had an entire neighborhood where you could have knocked on anybody else's door. And it could have been anybody else. Might have even been hilarious as shit. But nah, you knocked on Sean Strickland's door. Bad idea, man.
doesn't say kindly to that.
Yeah, bad idea, man. Just don't fuck with Sean Strickland's house. If you live in Sean Strickland's neighborhood and you just so happen to be watching this podcast, don't go into your neighbor's yard. Just don't. It's better for your health. It's better for your mental well-being.
Leave the frisbee there.
Just
leave
keep
the
frisbee there.
You can go get another one at the store.
Exactly. Just keep the frisbee there. Keep the ball there. Not worth it. Do not step on this dude's property. He's gonna spawn right there with a Glock against your head. Okay, unless he's out hunting, then you might be able to get away with it. But then he just fucking teleport. It's just like he's that one like coded boss that's in like one area that just constantly spawns there. And even though it may look like they're away, they're always there.
I was gonna say, dude doesn't have a burglar alarm. He has a victim alarm.
Exactly. And he's just skipping down his little walkway. Today's the day. All happy.
Time to play Who's Fucking With Me.
Exactly. So he maintains his number one rank. Obviously, his last time out against Dracus du Plessis did not go his way. It was a very, very, very close fight. Razor thin at the end. By the end of the fight, I'm like, I don't know who fucking won. I flipped the coin. I don't fucking know who won. Nope, don't know. That was a very good fight. Go and watch it if you haven't yet. It's free on ESPN Plus. And so, go ahead and watch that shit. You will see what I mean. It was a coin flip at the very end. Anybody that says robbery on that one, dude, go back and watch the fight. I'm a Sean Strickland fan too. I can admit to you that was a fucking razor thin fight. It came down to just a couple of things. And, that's why you go for the finishes, guys. That's why you go for the finishes. You don't want to ride out to the judge's scorecard. Go for the finish.
Mike Bell might be there.
Because Mike Bell might be there, and he might fuck you over. And then, then make you all...
Out of, with a 10-8.
10-8 in round 5. That was not a 10-8 round for Grasso, man. It was a 10-9 round. Whatever, man. It is what it is.
Actually, you know what? Mike Bell, you should actually light a flaming bag of poop on Sean Strickland's doorway.
Oh, man, dude, you're... Nah, man, that's... Oh, boy. I'll hold the service. I'll get in contact with the local funeral homes. I'll be sure that everything's nice and taken care of. He says menacingly as he takes a sip of Mountain Dew. So, Sean Strickland, razor close fight against Dracus du Plessis. Lost the title. Unfortunately, Dracus du Plessis stands as your UFC middleweight champion, and the motherfucker hasn't fought since. I'm like, what the fuck? Israel would have already had another title defense by now.
Yep.
Even if Sean won the fight, I would guarantee you Sean would have another defense by now.
You got a victim for me? Send him in.
What the fuck, Dracus? Look, man, I don't know, man. I know that last one was a war, and it takes a little bit of time to recover from that one, but, man, it's been almost 6 months, dog. Strickland's got a fight. He looks ready to go. Yeah, he was more beat up than you. So, I mean, he had a nastier cut than you. He needed more stitches than you did. You just had a lot of swelling and a lot of bruising. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Where you at, Dracus? Who's your next opponent? Are you just waiting it out? See how this division plays out? Because we got a couple of middleweight fights that could serve as title eliminators. This being one of them. So, assuming it happens,
Yeah, that's a big if.
But anyway, Yeah, go back into Sean Strickland though. This guy, obviously, a highly defensive fighter. He's got the little Philly shell stance that he uses very well, and highly defensive fighter. But he's defensively sound, but he's also aggressive. Yeah, Floyd Mayweather, take notes. So, um, he's he's very fast. He's got fast hands. He's got high volume. The dude will throw 4 or 5 punch combinations at you and not think twice of it. When some dudes will usually only throw like 1 or 2, maybe 3. Nah, that's the minimum. 3's the minimum for Strickland. The dude just keeps coming at you. I don't know, man. He just stands so upright. His stance doesn't look like it should work, but it fucking works for him. And then, he just jab cross and a front kick. And, I mean, he fucking beats everybody with it. And he just he just keeps walking you down. He doesn't put like an insane amount of pressure on, but he's just walking you down. He's like this, just walking you down, throwing a couple jabs at you, a couple leg kicks, a couple front kicks, just, keeping you on your toes. And then, he'll just drop a mad 1-2 on you and knock you down against the fence. Ask Israel Adesanya. So,
Well, Adesanya was back putting
that whole fight.
Yeah.
I mean, that's usual for Adesanya, but like that was bad. You don't want to play the back battle when you're going against a pressure fighter like Strickland. Look, I know Izzy's a counter striker, and that's how he works. He's supposed to be on the back foot. He's supposed to wait for him to engage and then come at him. But Sean fights so awkwardly, man. I just don't know how he does it. And obviously, just by the looks of it, I could see why Israel Adesanya had some problems reading him. I have a hard time reading him when I'm watching him. I mean, fuck do I know. But I could definitely tell you he fights not like a whole lot of other people. I'm shocked that the way that Drakus was able to beat him was he was able to mix it up a little bit better. I mean, Sean's weakness is wrestling defensively. Offensive wrestling, he's actually pretty fucking good at. It's just the defense. It's a little
not there yet.
not there yet. And also, Strickland's the type of guy that doesn't want to fucking wrestle. He wants to just stand and bang with you
And kill you.
and kill you. So but the way that Drakus was able to beat him, I think the edge factor, the thing that helped Drakus win were the takedowns. The way he was able to mix it up, the way he was able to do that. Because I mean, Sean would go down, he'd get back up, but like he'd still go down and get controlled for a little bit. And that's where Drakus was able to do some things, a couple of submission attempts, a little bit of ground and pound in there. He got a nasty elbow on him that cut him wide open, fucking leaking blood down the face at the end of the fight. It was wild. Go and watch that fight. It was a fucking good one. And then, but, I think that's what did it. And I don't think Paulo Costa's thinking of wrestling at all, if I'm honest with you. So.
Wait, you actually think he's thinking about being in the ring?
I know, right? assuming he's thinking about going into the ring. Obviously, this is all assumption. This is all hypothetical, guys. This fight isn't actually happening. And so, until,
But if it were to be happening, this is exactly what we tell you about it.
Exactly. So, oh boy. Hey, don't mind my puppy. That's just my puppy.
Attack dog.
It's my little attack dog to protect me from Sean Strickland. So, Sean Strickland, he's looking to get back where he was. I mean, he's a number 1 ranked guy. Obviously, he didn't hold the title for all that long, but when he won the title, it was short and sweet, sure. But, like, nobody wants a short and sweet title reign. The fuck? I want to hold my belt for a little bit. I want to at least defend it once. But, I mean, I guess if you put on a war to the death, in the octagon, in the middle of fucking wherever the fuck, I don't even know where they were that day. I think it was Canada. Yeah, they were in Canada. Right in the middle of Canada. And then fucking go for it, man. I'm not here to be your oppressor. I'm here to watch, and I am here to be entertained, gladiator style. So, he's looking to get back to where he was, and like I said, this is a possible title eliminator. But I'm not sure. I mean, we also have Robert Whittaker and Hamzat Chimaev as a big fight night coming up in Saudi Arabia on June 23rd, I think. I couldn't tell you. But,
June is fucking packed.
Yeah, June's packed. We got 302, we got Whittaker and Chimaev, and then we got McGregor and Chandler. And like, bro, what the fuck? June is stacked. But, it could be a possible title eliminator. Obviously, you have the former champion fighting right now, and you also have a former title challenger in Paulo Costa, which we're going to get in a little bit of Paulo Costa now, Mr. Secret Juice himself. Obviously, Mr. Paulo Costa is a former title challenger, as I said. He's very unpredictable and unreliable. That's why we're saying that this fight isn't happening until they're both in the ring and the bell rings. Then the fight's happening. Yes, it's on paper. Yes, it's announced. Yes, we should expect that this fight's happening, but this fight isn't happening
Listen, I
until
heard of a cord taking out someone. Okay.
exactly like fucking Tony Ferguson tripped over a camera cord and blew out his knee and didn't fight Khabib. Like, what the fuck?
It's like anything that can go wrong will go wrong, and Paul's looking for that.
Yeah, but we love Paulo Costa. This
We
guy's a
do.
good fighter, but he's been a little bit of a comedy character as of late with the whole Secret Juice thing, the whole OnlyFans thing, messing things up on there.
I bet the Secret Juice is sponsored by Monster.
We could do you one better. The Secret Juice is Monster. Ha! Got it! But anyway, I mean, the dude's got the look. The dude's very strong. He's got an excellent physique. I'd say he's the best in the UFC. He has the best physique out of anybody. The dude looks great. He looks sound.
I was gonna say, is that because he spends all his time training instead of actually,
Fighting.
doing matches?
He just spends all his time training and just calorie deficits of those abs show. The dude, you could grate some cheese over those things. That's the kind of abs my man's got. So but Paulo Costa, he's got the look. He's very strong. He's very powerful. He's a big dude, and he's very big for middleweight. He can overwhelm a lot of people. Obviously, he's got a lot of pressure, especially in the early goings. The early rounds against Paulo Costa, that's kind of hell. Whenever he shows up. So that's just hell. But he's very strong. He's very fast. He's very powerful. He gave Robert Whitaker a run for his money back in February of this year. I mean, did you see that spinning crescent kick that he landed on him? Dude, Robert Whitaker was doing a chicken dance in there for a little bit. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Robert Whitaker, get your shit together, man. But obviously, Robert Whitaker found a way. Paulo, because he's fucking Robert Whitaker. I fucking love the dude. I'm on me personally. I'm on the hype train that I want him to get his. I want to get him to get his belt back if Adesanya is gonna be away. So I'm like, fuck it. Let's have him become a 2-time champion. Screw it.
This is just like fucking Max Holloway.
I'm like, fuck it. Gotta do it.
The number 2 in the rank when the number 1's indisposed at the moment.
So, anyway, our live studio audience has arrived. Hi guys.
We told you they'd be here later.
I told you. Maybe after we're done filming. So, anyway, back to Paulo Secret Juice Costa. Like I said, man, Robert Whitaker found a way, but he's also Robert fucking Whitaker. So, that's okay. But, Paulo Costa's coming off of that loss too, and both are desperate to climb this mountain again. And I gotta say, I've noticed a bit of a shift in Paulo Costa's behavior. He's moving away from the goofiness. He's moving more into that person that fought Yoel Romero and went tooth and nail with him and won. So that could be a very big factor here, but I don't know, man. If he shows up, obviously. So,
all hypothetical and theoretical.
All hypothetical until the bell rings. When they're both in the ring and the fucking bell rings and Bruce is done announcing them, we're gone. It's good. It's happening. So, currently standing, Sean is a negative 205 favorite to Costa's plus 170 underdog. Those odds are a little bit closer than you actually may think. So it's a pretty good fight. Pretty good odds there. Obviously, they're going to get the former champion, the one that beat Adesanya, the favorite. And obviously, he lost his last fight in not very convincing fashion. He barely lost that fight. And obviously, knocking off Israel Adesanya when Paulo Costa got bitched on by Israel Adesanya. So, he got straight bitched on. It was bad. They fucking surgically just picked him apart and just knocked him the fuck out. It was bad. But Paulo Costa was younger then. He wasn't as good of a fighter as he is now. When he does show up. So
on those occasions.
On those occasions when he does show up, when he has a performance like he had against Luke Rockhold, like he had against Robert Whitaker in the early goings, round 1 and 2 against Robert Whitaker, I would say he clearly won. And the fight that he had with Marvin Vettori obviously did not go his way, but it's Marvin Vettori. Sometimes he's a good fighter. So, I'm saying those odds are pretty close. And I gotta say, guys, I think Costa's got him. I'm gonna predict Paulo Costa by a late finish. I'd say round 4. I think this is a 5-round co-main.
I'll be honest. I think Costa's gonna show up for this
I
and be in
think
the ring, and that the bell's gonna ring, and I think that he's gonna win. I don't see Strickland going down,
no.
so I'm gonna say decision. I think Costa in the end will take this.
Yeah, I got Costa, man. I think he's gonna show up. Now we just gotta hope he shows up. But I think he's gonna show up, and I think when he shows up and he gets in that ring,
And the bell rings.
and the bell rings, and Bruce is done announcing them, obviously, and I think Mr. Secret Juice is gonna secret juice on Sean Strickland. I'm just saying. I know I love Strickland. I would not be mad if Strickland won. I'm not saying that to dish Strickland. I'm just saying from outside looking in, Paulo Costa's got that smoke, man. And with the way that Sean fights, he moves so awkwardly towards you. His chin's way up high. How did Alex Pereira knock him out? Chin's way up high. He's walking forward like this. He fights everybody the same way. And I can tell you, even though he may look like a goofball, Paulo Costa's a smart fighter. He's gonna notice that. He's gonna catch him, and that smoke is too good for Mr. Sean Strickland. So give me Paulo Costa by a knockout in the 4th round. And you said Costa when? Decision. Gotcha. So that's the prediction for the co-main event. On to the main event.
Of course, that was all hypothetical
Until proven otherwise, obviously. Alrighty.
we don't want to get people's hopes up. We don't get people's hopes up.
Obviously, that fight's not happening though. If we hope it does. That's what it says is gonna happen. It'd be amazing if it does, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Nope. something bad's gonna happen. So anyway, guys, it's the one. It's the one right here. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. I feel like I'm Bruce Buffer now. We have the main event between champion Islam Makhachev, world lightweight champion, 155 pounds, reigning, defending against 145ers. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Islam's
he did do Ollie in.
He did Charlie Olives. He ended the Olive era.
Don't worry, Oliveira will get back there.
He's got the back tat now. Anyway.
Didn't help with the last fight, but he'll get back there. He'll get back there.
It's okay. He faced a hungry Armenian. That not a lot of people are winning that fight if you're Armenian.
Listen, once 15 to 25% of Brazil dye their hair blonde, then he'll retain his Super Saiyan powers.
Exactly. So anyway, champion, reigning, defending 155 lightweight champion, Islam Makhachev going up against Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Guys, this is it, man. This is my fight right here. I fucking hate this fight so much. I fucking hate it. I really do. Guys, if you guys are new here, which I don't think any of you are, most of you guys are recurring, but
we love you for that.
We love you for that. No bash, obviously, no bash. But if this is your first time watching us, it's your first time watching an episode, Dustin Poirier is my all-time favorite fighter. Okay? And I love him to death. I root for him every time, you know? And I'm hardcore root for him, and I hardcore celebrate when he wins. So, as you can clearly see, I'm excited that we're going to be there at this fight, and we're going to see Dustin Poirier fight live. I've had the treat, when we get there, obviously, I would have had the treat to see Dustin Poirier fight live twice. I saw him fight Michael Chandler at UFC 281 and submitted him. That was an awesome fight. Go ahead and watch that. That's also free on ESPN+. Go ahead and do it. So, are you back? Yeah, that was a good fight, wasn't it? So, I watched that fight live, and the energy of the Madison Square Garden when I was there, when that fight was going on, was absolutely ecstatic. I fucking loved it. And obviously, it made it all the more better when Dustin Poirier wrapped his arms around Chandler's neck and became the first person to submit Michael Chandler. You know, that was fucking sick. I damn near jumped out of my seat. I almost fell over the fucking balcony. No bullshit. And, you know, thank God there's a railing, you know. But, it was incredible. I loved it. I got the honor of seeing him win live. I would like to see that honor again. I would like to have that honor again. But here's the thing, guys. This Islam guy, this Islam Makhachev guy, this Dagestani Terminator,
Second coming of Khabib.
this second coming of Khabib is who Dustin has to stand in the octagon against. And I'm like, well, if you guys watched the Khabib and Poirier fight, it didn't go very well for Poirier. He hopped the Gilly once and almost got him. That guillotine was tight. Okay, he jumped Gilly and he got it. He just didn't go full guard. If he went full guard, man, I don't know. He could have been the one that put the 1 in 28 and 1. Okay, yeah, because by then he didn't have the 29. Obviously, you guys know what I mean. So he could have been the one that put the 1 in 28 and 1. I don't know if he went full guard. But, unfortunately, Khabib's father was there, and he's not going to tap in front of father. So,
Khabib is very disapproving of tapping, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Just at all. Like, why would you?
Who, Khabib? Yeah, he goes against McGregor. He's in the fucking, obviously, guys, you know the story. Conor McGregor and Khabib. UFC, what was it? Shit. What number was it? 229? I think it was 229. Or 228. One of the two. Obvious, but regardless, biggest pay-per-view ever. McGregor versus Khabib. And Khabib submitted Conor McGregor with a neck crank. It wasn't even a full choke. He was just cranking on his neck, right? And Conor tapped out. Khabib later went onto a podcast and said, I was wanting more. I want to fight more. I was preparing for war. I went against Conor McGregor. I was preparing for war. I expected more from Conor, but he tapped like chicken. He tapped like chicken. He goes, and I'm like, you bring thousands of people from Ireland here on different parts of world, and then you tap in front of them. Like, how you can do this? Go sleep. Go sleep. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And then, like, he says it so calmly, too. And I'm like, eh? He just legit told Conor McGregor to go on to the verge of death. And then he's like, and you want to talk about warrior or something like this? Go sleep. Go sleep. I'm like, Jesus. Man, it was a neck crank. And I'm like, but let's be honest, that neck crank, like, fully extended McGregor. His back was, like, all the way back like this. His fucking neck's getting cranked. So I'm like, so obviously, he's feeling it in his spine. And I can guarantee you that if the referee wasn't there, Khabib probably would have killed Conor McGregor. So I'm not even bullshitting you. Conor talked so much shit going into that fight, and Khabib had a massive chip on his shoulder. He wanted to hurt this guy, and he fucking did. Hey, as he's grounding and pounding him on fucking round 2, he's like, what happened? I thought you wanted to talk. Talk now. Talk now. As he's fucking beating his face in. And the entire lead up to the fight, Khabib was like, I want to change his face. I'm like, nope. Cut my gloves off, coach. I'm not fighting this guy. Fuck that. Now, we have the second coming of Khabib and Islam Makhachev.
Which he did predict.
He did predict that. He did say, when my time is done, it's Islam time. It's Father Plan. I'm like, and Father Plan has been holding up pretty steady lately, okay? Father Plan has been holding up pretty steadily.
I think he gets lots of data from the clones that he puts out there in the other divisions.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what the hell, bro? So here we are. We have the second coming of Khabib and Islam Makhachev. He's Khabib with better striking. And now he's standing across the octagon from my favorite fighter. And I don't like this. I really don't. Okay? I hate this fight. I hate it so much. But, Dustin's my boy. And regardless, I have to go with him. But before I go into more Dustin Poirier talk, let me tell you more about why this Islam guy is so fucking dementedly powerful and crazy and absolutely scary.
Scary motherfucker.
Scary motherfucker. One of the scariest motherfuckers to ever scary motherfucker. There is a reason why he is a minus 470 favorite on this card, okay? And Dustin Poirier is a plus 360 underdog. He was an underdog in his last fight. Don't get me wrong. But Benoit Saint-Denis is one guy. Islam's a whole different guy. Okay? Islam's a whole different guy. And to be honest, Dustin, I love you, my boy, but you fucking lost that first round badly. I'm happy you survived, and I'm happy you knocked him out in round 2. But please, For the love of God, stop jumping Gilly. Stop jumping Gilly against grapplers. You're submitting to the bottom position. Like, God damn it. I get you on it, and I get you probably hit it on people in practice and choked them unconscious with it. But doing it in practice and then doing it in the cage, that's two completely different things, okay? Like, I could be a biggest badass as I'm training. If I go into the fight, my head don't move. I eat punches in the face like a fucking catcher's mitt. That's true. That's how I lost my fight. That's how I lost my first ever kickboxing fight. I got punched in the face too many times. And, well,
Not too healthy.
not healthy. Move your head, kids. You can move your head when you're punching people. Yes. you can move it. But anyway, let me tell you about Islam. All right, this Islam dude has been very dominant for almost 2 years now. He has looked damn near unbeatable in every single one of his fights. He knocks off Charles Oliveira when Charles Oliveira had all the fucking plot armor in the world going into that fight, but Islam just fucking had more. All right.
He had follow plan.
He had father plan. I mean, you have plot armor and then you have father plan plot armor. Okay, those are two completely different things. Charles Oliveira, obviously, all the steam. We're coming fresh off of the fucking. We're actually still in the middle of the Oliveira, right? This exciting stretch of time between 2021 to the end of 2022, where Charles Oliveira was fucking showing up and knocking people out, all right, and submitting people, all right. He knocks out Michael Chandler to win the vacant belt, the belt that Khabib vacated when he retired because he told his mom that he didn't want to fight. That, well, not that he didn't want to fight anymore, but that he wouldn't fight anymore because his father unfortunately passed away due to COVID. Rest in peace, Abdul Nurmagomedov. Very good man. But you know, it's just, yeah, right. He vacates the title, right? Charles Oliveira faces Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler's second fight in the UFC ever was for a title. Dana White privilege. But you know, regardless, it was a good fight. Chandler almost had him out of there. Round one, nearly knocked Charles Oliveira out. Charles Oliveira was saved by the bell. And then Charles Oliveira comes into the second round, a whole new Charles Oliveira. Okay. And he fucking sleeps Michael Chandler. I'm like, huh? Huh?
That wasn't how that was gonna go.
That wasn't how that was going in the first round. What the fuck happened there? So now I'm like, okay, shit. Charles Oliveira pulled it out of his ass and he became a UFC champion, knocked out Michael Chandler. But surely he won't get through Dustin Poirier, right? Wrong. Dustin Poirier nearly gets him out of there in round one. Don't get me wrong. He knocked him down pretty good. He almost had him out of there. It was a good round one for Dustin Poirier. 10-9 Dustin Poirier, that round one. Round two, he got grinded out that whole round. He got his fucking elbows. Charles Oliveira was elbowing Poirier, making him all sorts of uncomfortable, putting his hands over his mouth, just grinding all over him, making Poirier all sorts of uncomfortable. And he's like, yo, this isn't what I signed up for, bro. What the fuck? But granted, Poirier didn't really do much off of his back. He kind of just held onto a body triangle so that Charles wouldn't be able to advance. It was a purely defensive maneuver. He blew the round just to be like, okay, I can get him next round. And then just as he was about to, get started with it, he misses on a punch. Charles Oliveira slips it, takes him up against the cage. Poirier does a good job defending. Gets the hands down, he's getting ready to break the lock, but then Charles Oliveira rotates him so that he's sideways. Like, he's like this. It's like this to the cage, right? And then Charles Oliveira, like a little fucking spider monkey, climbs up his back, and Dustin Poirier goes 0-2 in title fights, okay? Another rear naked choke. So, that was Dustin Poirier's last trip at the title. That was 2021, December. It was one of your first cards, I believe. It might have been your first card, actually. Was it?
No, I think I saw it after that.
You saw it after?
Yeah.
I thought you were there that day.
1 or 2 months afterwards.
All right. Anyway, so, and then Dustin Poirier went 0-2 in title fights. And now, surely, okay, he got past Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier gave up his back. He has a common mistake of doing that, and as unfortunate as it is. And if you're going against Islam and you're giving up your back, man, oh man. It just, but anyway, surely, Charles Oliveira won't get past Justin Gaethje, right? Justin Gaethje's a wrestler. He knows how to counter that shit. Nope. Nope. Gaethje was the favorite going into that fight, just as Poirier was the favorite going into that fight. And what did Charles Oliveira do? He made a lot of you guys. He made a lot of you some money. He made you guys a lot of money. I bet. Any of you that bet on it, of course. Surely Justin Gaethje could do it, right? He wrestled when he was in college. He's an All-American. He got this, right? Nope. Fucking Charles Oliveira in the first round, he got knocked down twice by Gaethje, which I don't know how you survived a Gaethje left hook and an uppercut. That's just some different level fucking
He borrowed
vibranium.
Holloway's chin for that
That's
day.
like he borrowed Holloway's chin that day. Like he just ate those Gaethje punches and then he fell down. Don't get me wrong, he fucking fell. He was still conscious. And then might have been a flash knockout, but I don't know how he ate those Gaethje punches. But anyway, he gets back up, right? Because nobody's gonna want to play jujitsu with Charles Oliveira. Fuck that. You know? Oh, fuck that. I don't want to play jujitsu with Charles Oliveira. Nah. I'm gonna have him stand up. All right, yeah. Now we're back to the stand up. Yeah, we're gonna fight. Let's do it. Let's go. Boom. And gets a fucking straight right hand. Charles Oliveira down the pipe. Hits Gaethje directly on the chin. I swear to God, Gaethje fell back like 10 feet. I don't know what fucking cannon was inside of Charles Oliveira's fist that day. What kind of piston was running his shoulders? But the dude fucking floored Gaethje. Like, quite literally floored Gaethje. And I'm like, you floored Gaethje? That's insane. It's another guy that has a pretty durable chin. And you just fucking floored him with a straight right. Not even a hook. The hooks are usually the most powerful punches are overhands. Nah, it was just a straight right down the pipe. I don't know what kind of fucking dynamite the dude had in his hands that day. And then he goes right into jiu-jitsu, right? Takes Justin Gaethje's back, chokes him out. Justin Gaethje goes 0-2 in title fights. I'm like, huh? Now, technically speaking, Charles Oliveira wasn't the champion after that because he missed weight by half a pound, but fuck that. I consider Justin Gaethje that fight to be the second Charles Oliveira title defense, right? Now, Charles is going into his third title defense against Islam Makhachev, according to my little brain. Okay, yes, I know a lot of you in the fucking comments would be like, "Puh!" Fucking, oh man, but he doesn't technically the champion. The championship was vacant. Puh! But nah, no. Charles is going into his third title defense against Islam Makhachev, who is coming fresh off of a victory over Bobby Green. Bobby fucking Green. 2 title shot. Are you shitting me? That's some bullshit. Do you have to face Gaethje? No. Have to face Poirier? No. Have to face Beneil Dariush? Yes, they were scheduled twice, but Dariush didn't fucking show up, okay? No. He didn't do none of that. He beat Bobby Green. And he got a title shot against Charles Oliveira. So obviously, Charles goes in there. He's got this new fucking back tat. Actually, no, he doesn't have the back tat yet. No back tat yet. He goes in there, fucking guns a-blazing. He wants to knock out Islam in the first round, and Islam fucking dog walks him. I'm like, he took down and controlled Charles Oliveira. Usually it's Charles Oliveira doing that, okay? Now, he took down and controlled Charles Oliveira, and even when they were standing, the place where Charles Oliveira would have the edge because he put some sort of fucking dynamite in his right hand, I knocked out both Michael Chandler and Justin Gaethje. I don't know, man. But, yeah, you would think, okay, yeah, Charles probably has the edge in the striking department. He's not going to be as good as Islam. Nope. Islam fucking walks him down, takes him down, controls him, and submits the guy that has the most submissions in UFC history.
Yep.
And that's how we start the title reign. I'm like, you arm triangled the guy that arm triangles people. Okay? I'm like, no.
The only one more qualified for the triangle is fucking T-City. So,
I mean, obviously, that's T-City's department, but still, he submitted the submitter, right?
Yeah.
That's always, this is how we start in the title reign. He just derailed an entire hype train, an entire fan favorite, and just ended the Olive era completely, right? In the most saddest fashion ever. Unfortunately, Charles never got his rematch. He got that cut during sparring that led to the second Volkanovski fight, which we'll get to in a minute. But then after that, since Alexander Volkanovski so he beats Charles for the belt, submits the greatest submitter. That's a fucking hell of a way to start your title reign. All right, so he beats Charles Oliveira, gets his belt. Now, there's just this one guy, 145 pounds, the weight class below Islam's, who was fucking shit up. All right, his name was Alexander Volkanovski. He was fucking shit up. There were no more contenders for him left at featherweight because he did this the fucking right way, okay? He defended his belt at featherweight, and then he challenged for the lightweight belt. Wow!
Well, wasn't it the other way around? And Islam challenged him because he wanted the number one.
It was a mutual agreement. They both wanted it. Yep, they both wanted it. I mean, Volk said after the Korean zombie fight. No, not the Korean zombie fight. The Max Holloway fight. the third one, when he just bitched on Max Holloway.
I got your number. Here it is. Bye.
Got your number. Here it is. Bye. See ya. When he bitched on Holloway, the third fight, right? He said, I'm going to move up to lightweight. I want to get that belt. I want to fight whoever wins. Charles, whether it's Charles in Brazil or Islam in Russia, I don't care. Right? Because he's fucking Volkanovski, okay? So, Islam wins, and he's like, and then he calls Alexander Volkanovski into, or should I say Khabib calls Alexander Volkanovski into the ring to honor his request in wanting to challenge for the lightweight belt. He says, here is my pupil. Good luck with him. And then he's like, all right then, mate. We're going to put the lightweight on the line. We're going to put the pound for pound number 1 on the line. All right, let's do it. And then they did it in Perth, Australia, right? The first fight. Every favor. I mean, obviously, the odds on DraftKings were favoring Islam Makhachev, naturally. He was moving up a weight class, but he was not he did not look like a plus 300 underdog in that fight, Mr. Volkanovski. If you haven't yet, which I doubt you have at this point, but if you haven't, get ESPN Plus right now, okay? And I want you to go and watch Alexander Volkanovski versus Islam Makhachev 1. UFC 284, okay? And I want you to watch the epitome of mixed martial arts right there, all right? Best of the best at the top of their game going at it for the lightweight title. It was a great fight. Very, very close fight. Fucking Volkanovski showed up that he wasn't. He showed that he wasn't a plus 300 underdog and that he could hang with Islam Makhachev and the lightweight division in general. And by God, did he fucking do that. He put some holes in the Father's Plan Dagestani plot armor that I would have never thought possible. You know, after how Islam looked against Charles, I was like, oh boy. I believed in Volk. Obviously, that was one of our first podcasts. We both predicted Volkanovski to win. And to be fair, there's an argument that could be made that he did. But he didn't. And that's okay. I'm not going to call it robbery. It was a good fight. You know, and the best one at the end. So I'm not complaining, you know. But it was such a close fight. And Volkanovski was on top of the end, pounding down on Islam Makhachev, showing the world that I can fucking compete here, right? Islam was looking rough. Bruised up, bloody. This is the most hurt that I've ever seen a Dagestani ever. Okay? This is the most hurt that I've ever seen a Dagestani ever. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Volkanovski really went out there and said, he's a human. He's not a Terminator, he's a human. Right? So then naturally, Islam gets the close decision, beats Volkanovski. Volkanovski comes back, beats Yair Rodriguez in absolute emphatic fashion. And then it was supposed to be the Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev rematch in October of 2023. Unfortunately, in the last day of sparring, 5th round of sparring, last round of ever of sparring in his camp, Oliveira gets cut over the eyebrow, and he has to pull out of the fight because he had stitches done. And I'm like, oh, damn it. Who are we going to do now? Volkanovski calls up and he goes, hey, yo, mate, I had a pretty good fight with him at the beginning of the year. Let me see if I can do it again. Right? Let me see if I can go ahead and do it. I know I only had 10 days notice, but I don't care. Give me, I kind of want Islam, mate. And then they're like, all right, you did do very well last time. Here you go. Here's Islam. And then he got fucking slept.
Yeah.
Badly. Yeah, Islam Makhachev, who was just looking bruised and battered in his last fight against Volkanovski, goes in there against Volkanovski again and fucking bitches on him. And I'm like, oh my God. Head kick to the dome. The first time Alexander Volkanovski's been knocked out in his entire MMA career was right then and there. And I'm like, oh my goodness, Islam is a different monster now. He took that fight. Khabib probably gave him however many lashes, and then he got better. You know? And then I'm like, oh my God, now he's looking damn near unbeatable now. Because he absolutely mollywopped on the featherweight champion that was doing rounds through the division. In the second fight, I mean, the first fight, yeah, it was tough. But that was the first time fighting. The second time, he put a stamp on it forever and said that I'm the better fighter. Fucking slept Volkanovski, a fan favorite. Fan favorite guy. We predicted Volkanovski to win on short notice. And we got that whole fucking card wrong, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't talk about that.
It's a real sore spot, and honestly,
Yeah.
I feel like had Volk got a full training camp, it probably would have been different.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
But fuck it, man. It happened. But obviously since then, Islam's been looking damn near unbeatable. And I'm like, oh my god. And then you look at the rest of the lightweight division, the top five. Who's in there, right? You have Charles. You beat Charles, right? You have Gaethje. That's a pretty favorable matchup for Makachev, okay? Striker on wrestler. Even Dustin Poirier. That's a very easy matchup on paper for Islam Makachev. Striker against wrestler, take him down, choke him out. Michael Chandler is just gonna probably go in there, do some fuck shit, and probably get caught or get slept in some way, shape, or form. And then who else is in there? Armin Sarukian. Okay, that one's a good fight, right? Armin, obviously, in his debut, went tooth and nail with Islam Makhachev. But Islam is not that Islam that he was in 2015. Okay. And just as Armin isn't the same Armin that he was in 2015. That's probably the only matchup that you can say is really competitive on paper, right? The rest of these guys, if you're looking at it from a purely statistics point of view, Islam Makhachev should just mow through the rest of the top five, except for Armin. That one might be a little bit closer, but I would still favor Islam in that fight. It's just this guy is a talented wrestler with good striking. He's Khabib's pupil. He is the second coming of this Dagestani storm that is the Nurmagomedov family. Okay, and I'm like, he smothers and overwhelms opponents, grappling, clinch work. He tires them out, and just as when you think that he's going for the grappling and he's gonna go in there, he's gonna take you down. Yeah, he's gonna wrestle. He's gonna wrestle. He fucking throws a high kick at you and knocks you out. All right, the dude tricks you with strikes, and he can pretty much fight anywhere, wherever he pleases. He can fight. This dude is an absolute fucking menace, but he has been hurt before. We've seen the recipe for it. Volk laid out the blueprint. Now Dustin has to build the project. you know, Volk laid the blueprint. He showed that he could be hurt. I mean, we saw Makachev get knocked down. Makachev down to one knee in that fight. That was insane. All right. Just to show the levels of this. Islam was just mowing through people, going left and right. 9-fight win streak when he went into that fight with Charles Oliveira. Every single person he went against fucking destroyed him. You know? And then obviously, on paper, Islam Makhachev should just walk right through Dustin Poirier. There's a reason why Islam is the fucking minus 470 favorite on this card. Because from a matchup perspective, Islam should just walk right through Dustin Poirier. But here's the thing, man. I know I've been really hyping up Makhachev. Rightfully so. He's really fucking good. But Dustin is a dog, though. That's the thing. They put him in the x-ray room. They took the x-ray. They saw a dog in there. Like, it was mad. And obviously Dustin Poirier just took that really risky fight against Benoit Saint-Denis. Number 12 guy looking really fucking good. Finished his last 5 opponents, looking dangerous as shit. And then owned Poirier in the first round, right? But then Poirier obviously did the Dustin Poirier thing where, diamonds are made under pressure, right hook knockout, right? And I jumped for joy. Obviously, I was sitting right over there, that couch over there. I fucking jumped. I think I ran over here at like the speed of sound. And jumped up and down, probably screaming all sorts of explicit material. So, but Dustin's got that dog in him, and he's more than proven himself as a worthy contender for this title. I mean, even though Dustin doesn't necessarily deserve it right now, he kind of does now, because you got to look at how 300 went, right? Gaethje lost, Oliveira lost, and Armin Sarukian turned down the title fight. Do you know how rare that is to happen for all 3 of those things? That's pretty insane, because in order for Dustin to even get to the title picture, since he did get knocked out by Justin Gaethje last July, right? In order to get there, he'd have to have Gaethje lose. He'd have to have Oliveira lose, because everybody's like, all right, Oliveira's got to get his rematch, right? But then, obviously, nothing happened, so then he fought Armin instead. Armin Sarukian beat Charles Oliveira and Beneil Dariush, breaking into the top 5. Now, you would say rightfully that since Armin beat Charles, the former champion of this division, and Gaethje just lost to Max Holloway in probably the greatest moment that I've ever seen in a UFC event. Fucking Max going like this, a swing, and at the last second, he knocks out Justin Gaethje. That's just Max Holloway for you, But you would think, okay, Armin's next in line. Gaethje lost, Oliveira lost. These were the number 1 contenders coming off of big wins. and, well, a fraudulent injury. Coming off an injury robbery of a rematch and a very big win over Dustin Poirier. They both lost. Now you would think, okay, Armin's next in line, right? Armin said he didn't want to make the turnaround. Didn't want to fight in June. Which, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. That he did go pretty hard against Charles Oliveira. And now if he got Oliveira out of there in, like, the fucking first round, I could have no doubt in my mind that Armin would be in this title picture right now. But the stars aligned for Dustin Poirier to get another shot. And goddamn it, he got it. And you can't even really be mad at that. I mean, Dustin's proven himself time and time again that he is that guy. That he is a worthy contender. He's done so much. He's beaten every single former champion in that division, except obviously Khabib and Charles, and he never fought Rafael dos Anjos, unfortunately. But he beat Anthony Pettis, he beat Eddie Alvarez, he beat Conor McGregor. He beat all these former champions, right? And I'm like, the resume speaks for itself. He even beat Max Holloway when Max was on that huge 12-fight winning streak when he was the featherweight champion. Yeah, Dustin was the one that broke that. Like, this guy has proven himself that he is a seasoned veteran, that he can do it, right? And that he is worthy of getting a title shot. I mean, it is an illustrious career. It would be awesome if he were to top it off with a title victory here, right? And he's a talented and accurate striker, as you guys know. He's tremendous boxing, awesome calf kicks. He mixes it up with knees up the middle, and the dude's also got fantastic jiu-jitsu. He's a black belt after all. And submitted Michael Chandler when Michael Chandler survived with Charles Oliveira on his back. So, and he also has this undying belief in himself. He has tremendous heart and dedication and believes that he can do the impossible. And I love that. I really do, because it gives me hope. Trust me, guys, I am rooting hardcore for Dustin Poirier right now. I really want him to win. This shit's really like Rocky IV in the flesh. It really is. You have the unbeatable Russian that killed the fan favorite, hypothetically, in Islam Makhachev after beating Volkanovski. And then you have the American with the dream that's lost a couple of times in fights, but never gives up. Dustin Poirier, or Rocky, in this scenario. And then the unbeatable Russian, Ivan Dragunov, or Islam Makhachev, in this scenario. So, that's the rundown. I have been talking a whole lot. I've been yapping a whole lot. Anthony, we're going to start you off with the predictions.
Oh, you want me on the predictions?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
I'm sure about that.
I got Islam Makhachev.
Me too.
But goddamn, am I going to be wearing my Achilles Hughes gang shirt?
Yeah, me too. I got Islam Makhachev by a fucking second round submission, man. I don't think he's winning. I hate it. I would love to see the impossible happen and Dustin Poirier winning. And bet your ass I'm going to be rooting and I'm going to believe that it can happen. But unfortunately, I don't think it's happening. I think Islam Makhachev beats Dustin Poirier in the second round. And that's probably the last time we see Dustin Poirier in the octagon. So, with that melancholy ending, Anthony, any final thoughts?
If you have any recommendations for what we should do in Jersey while we're there, because we will be there early to make sure we get the seats up we want and make sure we have time there, make sure there's no traffic, hit us up, let us know. What should we do there? You got
any locals?
We plug them all at the start, you know?
Yep. Go follow us on the socials. Go email us, or just simply comment if you're from Jersey where we should go, since we're going to be in your town. So
long as it's not some dark alley, so you can kill us.
Yes, please don't.
That's not no bueno.
That is no bueno. So anyway, I'm done. Anthony, you done?
Yes.
All right. Get out of here.
Pop the Gilly!